So the last question for you was from the live video. So I'll do it here so you can answer it there and we can let her hear that. She asked, how have you how has everything changed for you, like your training and your mentality through the pandemic with everything that's going on? So I know
Uh,
you guys are just, and we'll talk about your spot now that you're at in Florida. But you guys are just now starting to come out of the first phase, like in the quarantine stuff. But how has your mind frame or your training or anything changed during the quarantine?
yeah. So again, for me, the biggest thing I've seen come out of this is the masses acceptance of the online training and distance education.
Mhm.
Basically, I remember, and again, the disclaimer is nothing beats going into your academy training and learning from your professor, rolling with your students. Nothing to beat that. I mean, that's obviously the coup de grace, right? But there is great value in the online portal, right? There's great value in distance education. And I've been a believer of this for years because, like how I talked about it yesterday with somebody. I remember when me and you were coming up, there was not an academy on every corner, but like there is now. Your only knowledge came from if somebody had a VHS of, some of these
Yeah.
videos, or somebody happened to have a book of some moves and you guys were through there. And I still distinctly remember having Eddie Bravo's 10th Planet book, and it was almost all text with just a few pictures, very few pictures. And that's how I learned the lockdown and the truck position and the twister, things like that. I learned from reading book, not even like an online video. Like that's how it was back then. You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean? And I got my education online, my bachelor's and my master's was through distance education. So I've been a believer in it a long time. I've been a believer in the telework idea. Still always understanding that nothing trumps face to face, nothing trumps
Yeah.
going. That is still the best. That does not mean there is not great value in the Zoom calls and the distance education and the online portal. And I think people are really awakened to that. I've been helping a lot of people, a lot of small businesses, the academies and stuff through this lockdown and their financial side. And they're seeing that this online classes that they're doing, they're keeping them. Even when the doors open back
Yeah,
up,
I've been
like
too.
people like them. And it's a way that, hey, you know what? Even if I can't make it to the academy for whatever reason, at least I've got the online class. So it's
Oh,
becoming
yeah.
a permanent part of their curriculum and their structure. And I love that.
Yeah, it's changed. I started my really gotten because I've had a coaching program. I've trained probably close to 40 assistant instructors now, people that have gone out. But now I can actually have the class I've always wanted. Like I can train with them and meet with them every week around the world. So it's starting to build up now, and it's something I'm going to keep going. And I have students, alumni that have popped back in and they're doing online classes with us from everywhere in the world. It is crazy. I never thought it'd be like this. And the funniest thing, I was going to say the funniest thing when I thought about the online classes was how everybody, especially in jujitsu, everybody, I know I might get hate for this one, but everybody used to talk bad about the Gracie University online. And I don't know, there's like one school in the whole world that's not doing online right now. Everybody
Right.
should talk about them so bad. And, and I know they're over there like drinking their coffee, like, see, we've been doing this a long time. You know what I mean? Everybody
Right.
used to laugh at us, and now look, everybody's doing it.
Right. Well, and there's a yin and a yang there too, right? So a lot of the condemnation from the community for that came from the fact that you could go from zero to hero, you could go from off the street to blue belt with only going to an academy one time.
Yeah, yeah. They were doing the testing like the,
That's where a lot of I think the
yeah.
negativity, the blowback came from. But like I said, there's a yin and a yang. So what about the places that yet to have an academy close? People think that jujitsu is absolutely everywhere, but the truth is it's still very much a niche sport. Now it's growing, it's expanding. You know what I mean? It's in a lot of places, but there's still the America's pretty damn big. There's still some places that there's
Oh,
not an
yeah.
academy that you have choices from. So I mean, I always thought like, well, I can see in that scenario. I don't know who would choose to do pure online if they had an academy choice. Like that makes me always
True.
wonder. You know what I mean? But I fully believe in the online supplement, and I think that's great. I mean, look how big the BJJ Fanatic videos are selling. You know what I mean?
Slow ways.
who was it? Tom DeBlas released a little bit of data. He did the free video for one of the weekends. I don't even remember what the event was, but it was only open for a couple of days. And he
Yeah.
said they can count the downloads. He gave away the equivalent of $1.4 million in those couple of days that he had that
Like 90,000 downloads or something like that.
something crazy, you know what I mean? On just their average price, you know, something like 1.4 million. And I'm grasping at straws those numbers, but they're fairly close. But the point is that in this internet age, you know what I mean? People are into that.
Yeah, yeah. Jeez. And I never thought I'd see the day when a DVD, Gordon Ryan's DVD of him just rolling at ADCC talking about stuff that he's doing in the match. You know, you got to buy it for like $250. I never thought I'd see that day, like where it went past like $14 for a DVD. But if you remember, maybe about when it first came out, I bought Andre Galval's book, or maybe you or somebody else bought it for me. I think I bought it. Did you buy it for me?
I did.
But I said, oh, okay, I know what it was. I think you bought one. Huh?
I got two. I picked up one for myself, and then I got you one.
Okay, yeah. So that's how I found out the prices was. You bought one for me, and I liked it so much, I bought one for somebody else as a gift. And I remember the price back then was kind of like about $30 or something like that for the book. And it was pretty good. It was really good, well made, really thick, lots of drills. And they're drills I still use to this day for many things. But I remember going in there years later and wanting to buy one of the students, wanting to get them a gift and get them that book. I was like, oh, it's like $30, won't be a big deal. That thing was like $130, $150 because
they don't print them anymore.
Yeah, the sport had blown up by then, and it was like 5 times the price. It's like, wow.
The ones that are out there are the only ones, and I know that because I gave mine to the Torres brothers down in Mexico, and then somebody else asked about it, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe like I'll go get another one, and I looked for it, and I couldn't find it except for used copies, and of course like the multiple $100 or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's a great, like you said. I mean, shoot, there's a ton of drills in there that I've been using for years, and what's also kind of interesting is, you know, you look at that book, and which is gigantic. You know, there's, gosh, how many? That thing, maybe 200 or something crazy. I don't know.
It's crazy. It's awesome.
Like you see people build at the academy, like, oh, here's this new drill I learned. Like, well, yeah, that's it's not a whole lot new. It's just stuff goes in cycles, right?
Yeah, exactly. But that was our last question on here. So other than that, what are you doing in the